Today we delve into Jordan Peterson's sixth rule for life. Set your house in perfect order before you criticize the world. This rule, steeped in wisdom, implores us to focus on self-improvement and personal growth before we cast stones at others. It asks us to examine our own shortcomings, to work on them, and to strive for personal perfection. Because in reality, the only domain we can truly influence is our own. Remember, the key is to clean up your own backyard before pointing out the mess in others. Consider this. You're an office worker who's always complaining about the inefficiency of the company. The paperwork is a mess, the meetings are unproductive, and the coffee machine is always out of order. You vent your frustrations daily, but have you ever stopped to consider your own role in this chaos? Let's delve into this scenario a bit. You're the first to point out the company's flaws, yet your desk is a landscape of scattered papers, unfinished reports, and unattended emails. Your work, which should be your primary focus, is left in the shadows while you're busy criticizing the larger operations. Now imagine the consequences. Your performance declines, your productivity drops, and your potential promotions slip through your fingers like sand. Your colleagues begin to whisper, their respect for you dwindling with each passing day. The joy you once found in your job is replaced by a heavy cloud of dissatisfaction and regret. This is where Jordan Peterson's sixth rule for life comes into play. Set your house in perfect order before you criticize the world. In our scenario, the house represents your workspace and work ethic. Before you can address the inefficiencies of the company, you must first set your own work in order, improving your performance and productivity. This real-life example perfectly illustrates Peterson's rule. Our office worker must first set his own house, his work, in perfect order before criticizing the company's operations. Let's quickly recap Jordan Peterson's sixth rule for life and the real-life example we discussed. Peterson's rule underscores the importance of self-improvement before we even think of criticizing others. It's all about making sure our own house is in perfect order. Now remember our office worker? His story serves as a practical illustration of this rule. He was quick to point out his colleagues' shortcomings but failed to recognize his own. The consequences? A hostile work environment, strained relationships, and ultimately a career setback. It's a painful reminder that our actions can have far-reaching effects. Had he heeded Peterson's rule, he could have focused on improving himself, fostering a more harmonious environment, and propelling his career forward. Instead, he found himself in a quagmire of his own making. Remember, before we criticize the world, we must first ensure that our own house is in perfect order. Just like our office worker, we should strive to better ourselves before passing judgment on to others.